Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Malloy from the Social Studies Department. I'm here to give you a few tips in using the Library of Congress as a place to do some online research. The Library of Congress is actually the world's largest library that includes both their online and their in-person sources. Because it has so many sources, it is sometimes very hard to navigate for young historians. Many times students tell me that they keep finding the same information over and over when they're researching the figures behind the Constitution. For those students who are looking for more of a challenge and want to push your research skills with more primary sources, you can explore the Library of Congress. So let's assume you were researching Abigail Adams at the Library of Congress. From the homepage at loc.gov, you could simply type in Abigail Adams into their search bar and see what you come up with. And notice I'm searching everything here. So at the Library of Congress, there's over 100,000 documents or other sources or maybe pictures that have Abigail Adams in it. So that's kind of unwieldy, but you could look through and see if there's anything that pops out at you. The other thing you could do is you could limit it to the type of source that you were looking for. So if you were just looking for, say, images of her because you were going to put together some sort of a presentation, you could limit it to images, and that would bring you right to some images of her or where she lived. Another way to limit it is you could limit to newspapers. Are great primary sources to find out information about an event or a person around the time frame that the event was occurring or when the person lived. So here I've limited my search to newspapers, but in addition to just limiting it to newspapers, because the search will still have over 3,000 documents, I could go down here and limit it by years, or I could limit it by states. There's some ways that you can search on the Library of Congress by either limiting the type of document that you're searching or by using the refine your search tools on the left-hand side that allow you to limit it by year or even type of document or even place where the document was published. But I have another little trick that I think is really useful. If you just go to Google and you did like a simple Google search on Abigail Adams, you would come up with a lot of information, and maybe some of these sources you wouldn't know if they were reliable or not. If you go into settings and click on advanced search, you can limit your Google search to a particular site or domain. So I've already got Abigail Adams in here, and I'm going to write down here where it says site or domain. I'm going to type in their address, loc.gov, and I'm going to do an advanced search. And when I do that, Google is finding all places in the Library of Congress where Abigail Adams is mentioned. And the blurbs underneath it are pretty useful. This one in particular, if it happens to be a day in history, you can look and it will bring you to an overview page about Abigail Adams. And there's all sorts of links to other information in here connected to the Library of Congress. Here is her famous letter to John about remembering the ladies. So I find this Google search feature, the advanced Google search feature, very helpful. If I just go back to my list, off the top, I noticed her obituary, which probably I would have found in those newspapers if I had dug a little deeper. But this obituary might give me some information about what people thought of her around the time that she died. This was an obituary notice printed in Massachusetts shortly after her death. Well, I hope those search tips are helpful. And again, I would strongly recommend that you try the advanced search in Google and limiting your site to the site or domain to loc.gov. Good luck with your research.